What's up, guys? So, for a little while now, I've been putting a lot of thought into what I call this miracle of biology. And I'll just kind of explain it from the top and then work our way down. And then from there, just give an overview. So, the miracle of biology. First of all, we have scientists which give us a lot of insight as to what's happening in the world. Science, physically, with physics and stuff. So if we look at that, first of all, they talk about a Big Bang. That's a theory, I'm not sure how accurate it is or how, what evidence that's based on. I haven't really studied deep into that, but we could say that is what it came from just for now. It doesn't matter either way if it came from that or not. But what we have now is a universe with laws of physics, and we'll get into the Big Bang later. Like I said, we're gonna start at the top, go down, and then we can get back to the bigger questions later. But we have this universe, and in this universe we have these laws of physics, which includes how atoms work. See this leaf? There's a whole ground of these leaves. They're all made of certain types of elements, carbon chains, and with that, we have biology. We have these laws of physics that allow, which first of all, we got the material world. These leaves, they're biologically created. This was biology's work right here. You can look at dirt, still probably biology's work, but I don't know, you can look at like a crystal or certain minerals or water, that's not necessarily biology's work. That's kind of just the work of the universe that created those. But this right here, this very structured leaf with the veins and everything, myself, my own body, everything, that's the work of biology. So what is biology? Well, biology is, in my opinion, it's like a program that's programmed into the laws of physics with chemistry and all that is kind of just playing out upon this, you might say, operating system of a universe. And it almost seems like an artificial intelligence program. I say artificial intelligence, but it might be the official intelligence, seeing as it begot us and we consider ourselves, intelligent, basically, whatever. But it seems like if we're going to use the analogy of, a program, it seems like an artificial intelligence program because it seems to have a mission. And what is that mission? That mission is just to keep going, to keep growing. You know what I mean? And it's like programmed, and it just does what it figures it out. And through this mechanism of survival of the fittest, of natural selection, it's begotten these trees that use sunlight. First of all, shout out to Charles Darwin for figuring that one out. That, in my opinion, is possibly the most profound scientific discovery of all time, because it lends insight as to our own nature, our own, and that's huge. You can talk about physics and stuff. You can talk about science. Like, for instance, in second place, I would say Nikola Tesla, with a lot of the work he did on electricity, which a lot of is still unused, to be honest. But understanding the natural selection, you're kind of coming to understand the way in which biology itself works, and it's hugely impactful in our lives, because it's almost like a higher level of self-awareness. You have the awareness of self, then you realize you're part of biology, then you realize how this biology itself works. So that's why I'm starting at the big level and coming down to the smaller levels. So it definitely seems like a program, but it seems like an artificial intelligence program that has a mission. Like, we have artificial intelligence today that we've created, and we can give it a mission, like get from point A to point B, and it'll figure it out. Okay, it seems very similar. The mission of biology seems to be to just keep going. There might be a point B, I don't know. But generally speaking, it just says, yo, keep going, do whatever works. Whatever, I mean, you just have to look at it like that. It almost seems, what would you call that? Seems just like it doesn't care what happens to the losers, maybe, but it just wants to keep doing what works. And it's indifferent. That's the word I was looking for. It's indifferent to anybody personally. It is. It seems like it just has this mission. If we as a human species die, the trees will keep going. You know what I mean? Or if the trees die, fungus will keep going. It doesn't care. It just keeps going. And the fact of the matter is that we are a product of this natural selection, that we are a product of this biological program, which is playing upon this operating system of a universe. This set of these laws of physics. And now I say it like that for a reason. Because first of all, we can look at the universe and say, hey, where did the whole universe come from? That's a big question. But secondarily, if there was a Big Bang, like a lot of people say, and some biologists like to say we don't even have free will. They say that we're just a play out of biology, and everything we do is we're just a product of our DNA and our environment, and it's automatic what we do, right? Well, if that's the case, then and then the Big Bang was the cause of all this, you might say. Then why was the Big Bang not a uniform explosion? Why is there character to this universe? Why is this tree, and that tree's that tree, and that tree's that tree, and that plant right there is that plant, and I'm me? Why is there this differentiation? What gave this universe character? And that's why I liken it to, we have these laws of physics, which seems to be an operating system, but then we have this program, and it reminds me of almost like a movie on a CD or something, or you can download a movie, right? It's programmed to play out a specific thing. You press play, boom, that specific thing that's programmed into the CD plays out. And I'm thinking like, okay, so if the Big Bang is responsible for all this, you know what I'm saying? Then who programmed that to play out this specific way? Or what programmed it to play out this specific way? Why is it not a uniform explosion? Why, you know what I'm saying? There has to be something that set it off in this way, gave this universe character. And that, in my opinion, is evidence of some type of creator. Now, I wasn't actually trying to go back to the big questions, but, we're already there, so. With that being said, I like to actually ask these questions, these big questions, because it humbles us, in my opinion. And that's why I like to talk about biology in general, because it's, a lot of people have this tendency to think they're exclusive, like they're just, biology doesn't care. If we die as a whole species, trees will keep going. It'll all just keep going. Other parts that are still, it doesn't care. It has a mission just to keep going. If these other parts fall off, it doesn't care. If we fall off, it doesn't care. These trees will keep going. The fungus will keep going. Bacteria will keep going. If the whole earth is scorched, you'll have some anaerobic bacteria in the middle of some cave somewhere that'll evolve eventually, and it'll keep going. And in my opinion, this is where this becomes useful information. useful for our time, you might say, and it really puts the pressure on us a little bit to make sure we survive. Is that it's taken, how long has the Earth been around? 4.5 billion years. It's taken that long to beget us and beget this system of biology. It's not just us that matters. No, this system of biology with trees that give out oxygen, that do photosynthesis, give out oxygen, give us food that we live off of. You know what I mean? It's taken 4.5 billion years to beget us. You know, meaning this whole system of biology. And, you know, with us personally included, you know, intelligent beings. You know what I mean? That is such a long time. That is such a long time that it would be ridiculous to mess that up. We're part of biology, mind you. We're part of biology. Like I said, there might be some creator, some programmer that set this whole thing off, but we're part of biology. We're part of biology's work. We're part of that program and the work that is done over the last 4.5 billion years. It would just be stupid to mess up that work. You know what I mean? It'd be like self-sabotage. That would be idiotic. Come on. And so it's very relevant to our time to recognize this. And you can go in, like I said, it's not just us, it's the system we live in, but we've actually created systems for ourselves to survive with big numbers and stuff. But we have to look at the impact we're having on the natural system. You know, we can create all these nice houses, cars, buildings and machines and computers and but we have to look at the impact we're having on the natural system, because the natural system is what we depend on. Our whole biology is based around this. We digest food, we breathe air because that's what is available in this natural biological system. So our survival depends on not being stupid. And that goes into another part about this biological, you know, this natural selection. You know, in the wilderness, part of natural selection is surviving and, you know, creating offspring. And, you know, if you're a dumb guy, if you're a dumb animal or whatever, and you're too stupid to see danger, guess what? You're probably gonna die. And possibly, if your kid's stupid, he's probably gonna die, and not pass on his genes. So naturally, intelligence, in the sense of being smart enough to foresee danger and avoid it, those genes were passed on. And intelligence was a natural development of this natural selection. And it still applies today. If we're too stupid to foresee danger, how we're killing ourselves, you know, or destroying the system that we depend on to survive, we're gonna lose the game. We're gonna be like the dumb animal. You see what I'm saying? That's really what it is. As terrible as that sounds, you might say, it's part of survival of the fittest. If you are too stupid to see danger, you get knocked off. The smart ones, you know what I'm saying? And that goes for us as a human species at this point, because, I mean, it goes beyond the individual. I mean, the individual still plays a part, you know. We still got natural selection going on, whether you know it or not. You know, a lot of people, they're born, they get in a car wreck, they overdose on drugs or something. You know, as modern as our world seems today, there is still natural selection going on. A lot of people do stupid stuff, get in a car wreck. Did I already say that? They do a lot of stupid stuff and die just because they're silly, you know. And I used to do a lot of crazy fun stuff. I mean, I still do. I like adrenaline, I guess, but, you know, I'm still kind of aware of this in the back of my mind. I don't have kids yet, you know. I'm like, hey, I don't want to, you know, mess this up. But it's beyond the individual, because at this point in time, like, we're a pack species. Like you could look at monkeys. They have little packs, and we still have little packs. We have the family unit. We have extended family units. We have like, if we work at a company, we work in this group and stuff like that. We have packs like that. We're very dynamic. But generally speaking, we are pack animals. And, you know, generally speaking, beyond that even, like I said, we depend on this whole system for our survival. It's not just the individual. So if we mess up this system, we're messing up ourselves. And the same thing with the human race. If we mess up the human race, you know, we're kind of, like I said, we build systems for ourselves. We have the worldwide economy that sustains this life. And, you know, if we mess that up, I guarantee you these numbers that we have are not going to be sustainable. And that means, you know, your life might be at risk, maybe. And this is not to put anybody in a self-preservation mode. This is kind of to inspire people to see the bigger picture and see how we depend on this natural system, how we depend on the systems we created for ourselves, but also, you know, be careful to not destroy the natural system, this natural system, and, you know, take care of humanity itself, take care of the work that biology has spent, you know, 4.5 billion years doing. You know what I mean? We're at that point where we're smart enough. We have science, man. Thank goodness to all the scientists who have spent the time to figure this important stuff out. And I'm just an interested guy. I like biology. I like coming out to nature. I feel good out here. And I studied a little bit of biology in school, studied it on the internet, stuff like that. I watched, you know, we got plenty of information available. I'm just interested, so I study stuff like this. And thank goodness to all of the great, brilliant minds who were interested just like I was. You know, they probably had some deep sense that said, yeah, man, this is beautiful. It's a beautiful world. We need to take, you know, they're just so interested, and they figure stuff out. And, you know, it's, like I said, intelligence is a natural development of this, of natural selection. And, I mean, if we weren't intelligent, maybe we'd have never thought of this. Maybe we're just intelligent enough to build some machines and then destroy stuff. But no, we're intelligent enough to see danger. And like I said, that's, in my opinion, where, you know, the part of natural selection that, you know, lended itself to the development of intelligence. You know, if you're a dummy, you didn't see danger, you were knocked off. The good genes were the ones who saw danger. And that seems to be like the fundamental part of intelligence, is seeing danger and surviving. You know, so yeah, there's a lot to this all, but I guess generally that's an overview. You know what I mean? You got this universe, which seems to be, with these laws of physics, which seem to be some type of operating system, and then you have this program that seems to be programmed into it. I'm asking myself, you know, I'm a curious guy. You know, I ask the big questions. I'm like, why does this universe have character? If there's just a big bang, why wasn't it just a big white ball of light? You know, why wasn't it just a balanced bang? It's like, it was unbalanced. It has character. It's like somebody pressed play on the universe, and here, it's playing this out, just like a movie. That was, you know. So that, you know, makes me think. You know, like I said, we can go back to the big questions. It might be bigger questions than even what I'm asking with this biology. You know, a lot of physicists, you know, they think, I don't know. But my interest right now is this biology, because I see, I don't know, I just love biology. I don't know what it is. But I just do. I love biology. I can't lie. It's just, it's so interesting to me. Just, I like asking big questions. I like figuring stuff out, and just studying biology seems to be a good way to do that, I guess. But yeah, you take it down to our level. You know, we have 4.5 billion years of biological work resting on our shoulders. Believe me, we are now the dominant species on the planet. We, you know, this planet it's at our, you know, our, like, I don't know, our whim. You know, it's what's that word I'm looking for? You know what I mean? Like, it's subjected to us. Like, we have all these machines and stuff. We can do a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? People bulldoze entire forests down. Like, we have a high level of, a huge impact on this planet, and we could literally destroy it if we wanted to, but that would be stupid. You see what I'm saying? So we really have the 4.5 billion years of, you know, biological work, you know, kind of resting on our shoulders right now. That's a responsibility. It's a huge responsibility. And, you know, that comes down to just recognizing it and being responsible. It's not that hard of a thing, I don't think. And, you know, it comes down to figuring out a solution to our current problems. You know, let's say we, you know, whatever it is, we're using fossil fuels. Okay, well, let's figure something out. and let's figure out something good that works for us. You know what I mean? Don't, I mean, sometimes people get into this like, oh no, panic mode, and then they just think, oh, let's just quit fossil. They create really hasty solutions, which can hinder life itself. Can just be a burden to ourselves. It's just think, I mean, that's why that's part of biology, ain't it? Intelligence, thinking. We have the ability to think. Why hinder your own life? Why hinder? You know what I mean? We can be intelligent enough to create, good solutions. So, yeah, I thought I'd just talk about that a little bit. I'm probably gonna, give updates here and there, talking about key points with it all. But generally speaking, that's a good little overview of, what I see as this like, I don't know, you call it program of biology, like the miracle of biology. You could call it either one of those. Really go program of biology. Either one, it implies that there's like a creator. That's really what I think is kind of important here, because that question beckons my mind. I'm like, wow, we call this thing is playing out. It really does. So we call it the program of biology. Let's call it that. This program of biology. And, maybe it does play out a certain way. Maybe we have no control over our own destiny. Maybe it's just automatic. We could talk about some bigger points later, but that being said, that's a good little overview. I'll leave it at that.